Welcome back to my testimony. We are at the Parking by Radisson in Westlands. You need to check it out. A great place to do conferences. Bring your family, amazing rooms. You will definitely love it. We are speaking to Eliud Ngare, who has seen it all, at all kinds of addictions, from sex to alcohol to drugs, into crime. But today, he's talking about a totally different story, a redemptive story.
Yeah.
So Eliud, Yani, you've seen all these things. Are there places you don't know for partying in Nairobi?
I think I know Nairobi like the back of my hand. From the ritzy places to the dingiest of places.
Wow.
We used to drink changa, Latema Road, in town. Some
places tawe changa.
Exactly.
Allah.
Some weird, funny-looking building that looks boarded up like there's no one inside.
Wow.
To the ghettos, Kiandutu, everywhere, as in.
And to the highest of places in terms of partying.
Carnival, you name it. We used to go to all
You
those
have
places.
seen it all.
I've seen it all.
Did your parents get to know that you had gotten deep into all this at some point?
I think they did, but like, this is what I think. I think my mom was in denial at some point.
Right.
Because the things, even in high school, when I'd get suspended, she'd be like, not my boy.
He's a good guy.
He's a good guy. Me, I know he's going to be a very good boy. What are you saying is mostly, that he sneaks out of school, So I could tell that she didn't want to believe it, and as much as it was happening and it was,
right.
but also by behavioral change, and even the body changes. I got so skinny. I was bones. The skin looked so bad. I mean, it was bad. I never took care of my appearance. Looked just like a guy out there on the streets.
Wow.
Exactly.
Tell me one instance that really shook you in all this.
We had just stolen several cars and we sold them. A friend of ours, the dad, was kind of away. So they were actually their cars.
It was
Now, this is what drugs do to you. Because you need money, you can do anything. You can even sell a kidney and decide, you know what? So we sold the cars. Planned a trip to Mombasa, booked hotels overnight in town, Accra Road. So we slept the night and during the day. Just hoping bar to bar during the day.
Wow.
For ready to prepare to travel at night. Yeah. Exactly. I drank too much. I blacked out.
Wow.
Two of my friends went ahead before me. They took off, and they left the message that when he wakes up, tell him that we've left. We're already on our way to Mombasa.
He catches up with us
so I can
later.
catch up with them.
Right.
So what happens is, by the time I woke up, and by the time I had to now rebook another bus to go, it had to take about, I think, 32 hours.
Right.
Lo and behold, by then, my friends had gotten to Mombasa. In their search for drugs, they had bought heroin that was bad.
Oh, man.
One overdosed and passed. So I never even got to go. Because news had gotten back to us that one of my friends, he's no longer with us.
Oh, no.
So that one shook me really bad, because had I not blacked out,
you would have
exactly,
done the
I'd
same
have
heroin.
partaken of the same heroin, and who knows what would have happened, and probably I'd also have died. Because the other guy never took the heroin.
Wow.
You see,
wow.
It's the one who took the heroin that died. So that shook me a lot. And I remember when the body came back, going for
the burial,
just the planning for the burial.
Right.
The mother approaching us, the two of us now who survived, and crying and chasing us away from their house.
Wow.
You can imagine the cry of a mother. Exactly. Those were the words. You killed my son. You killed my son. Because it was I introduced him
to
the lifestyle.
drugs.
Exactly.
Oh.
So that shook me. It took me quite a lot of years for me to forgive myself. Wow. It took a lot for me to forgive myself.
Sorry.
I never forgave myself for
a long time.
Yeah, I blame myself.
Wow.
Yeah.
So where did you get to say enough is enough?
my conversion story, it's amazing because it
the
wasn't
Muscat
a
experience.
transformation or anything.
Right.
It was a conversion, total conversion. Because in the month of December, usually in the estates and it's Christmas time. So you
Yes.
hit December and it's festive season.
That's
you know,
right.
the shops everywhere, and you see it's just, you know, the guys are preparing for Christmas. So, and we'd start partying. Well, we hadn't stopped anyway, but now there was an excuse to drink from December 1 to January 2nd or 3rd, you know,
Right.
the whole month.
Yes.
So after like 2-3 weeks of binging and drinking a lot of drugs and alcohol, and the only thing that I had been eating, I think, were crisps and coffee. For like 2-3 weeks. It was in 2007 during the election period. There was a lot of campaigns, so there was a lot of hype, and you know, the
Yeah.
atmosphere was just
Charged
easy
up.
and charged and everything.
Right.
So I remember exactly the day that we were going to vote was on the 27th. Because we were from the bars, we just walked on straight
To the
the
polling.
queue, exactly, with bottles still drinking, and we were very high, very
man.
drunk. We queued in the morning like everybody else. The
Yes.
queues were long. So in the queues, I remember at some point, daylight now it had broken completely. I remember at some point, because we were disturbing people. You know, we were drunk, people were coming out to vote. We were just a mess. All of a sudden, my left side, I felt numb.
Wow.
It felt numb, like
Proper.
numb. No pain, nothing, just could not move. But at some point, I just thought to myself and was like, you know what? The day is here. And then
I'm
remember,
gone.
I'm dying today. I had that feeling and I had that sense that I'm not going to
It's over.
survive today.
Right.
So many times in the past, you know, we'd be like, you know, kukufa, you only die once, you know. Atuogopi kesi baadaye, one iko nini,
yes.
I was my
Until
macho, because of the macho, I was like, siogopi kifo. But then,
when
right
it's-
then, niliogopa.
you got scared.
I got scared.
Right.
I saw my life flash right in front of me, and I was like,
Wow.
I have done nothing. Yet it's
With
just
my
been
life.
a mess and all that. So I sat down. Remember, I'd say that raised Christian family. I'd never prayed before for a very long time. I hadn't prayed. So I attempted a feeble prayer. Thank God, you know, He listens to
That's right.
whatever, you know, whatever you say, and he's ready to listen.
Yeah.
So I just blurted out a feeble prayer, and I said, you know what, God, just let me see the day of tomorrow, because I knew Leo, I'm dying today.
Yeah.
But I'm like, God, let me see tomorrow, and I'm done
With this
completely
thing.
with this lifestyle. Wow. So I sat down, because I was seated down already. After a few minutes, I cannot tell exactly how many minutes, feeling came back. Feeling came back, and I stood up. And I remembered, of course, I had talked to God and I'd said the prayer and all that. Then I was like, you know what, God, I had said tomorrow.
Yes.
So now I'm compromising with God, you know,
Yeah.
negotiating. I had
Yes.
said tomorrow, if I see tomorrow, I'll quit. So it's still today, so let me continue drinking.
Uh-oh.
So I went on drinking, even in the queue. Let me tell you, I don't remember who I voted for. I just remember I voted, nothing. And even after that point, it was a blackout.
Wow.
It was a total blackout. So I woke up the next day, I found myself at my mom's place. But here's the thing. Because of the blackouts, I'd forget most of the previous day and night. But when I woke up, the first thing I remembered was that prayer.
Wow.
The first thing I remembered was that prayer. That gave me chills. You know, if I had a hangover, I think it just disappeared.
Wow.
How? And then I remember the deal I made with God. And here I am.
Right.
The next day. You know? So that really scared me, and I shook me, and I said, you know what? I'm done with this.
Right.
So I decided, you know what? I'm going to make the change. This can only be God. So I locked myself in the house for 3-4 days.
Wow.
In the bedroom. I went cold turkey. After so many years of doing drugs, I just locked myself.
Nothing.
Cold turkey, nothing. I went through the withdrawal symptoms.
Alone.
I had violent dreams, nightmares, hallucinations. I'd get cold, I'd get hot, I'd sweat, I'd vomit, you name it. That room smelled so badly.
But what gave you the resilience to do that?
I remembered the prayer.
Wow. That
How
pushed
come?
you.
I remembered the prayer, and I
Amazing.
believed that it was God who made
Spoke
me
you.
remember it
Yes.
and see that day. So I decided, you know what, I'm going to hide myself in church. So my sister introduced me to church, a program,
Right.
a faith-based program that I dove into, and I did it for a whole 3 months. I started going to church regularly, you know, went back to school,
Wow.
you know, got my college certificate, got my degree certificate, as in,
Wow.
so life started
Moving.
and, you know,
And then no addiction.
that's the thing, no addiction. That because I say total conversion, after a time, there were no cravings or anything like that. People
Even it's a
usually
process.
struggle.
For you, it was-
For me, it was pap. It was instant.
Wow.
You know, that could have been God because I'd tried
That's
before. I'd
true.
even gone to rehab, but never worked. But this time round, I could tell things changed.
goodness.
You know, so I never told anyone, but people could tell.
Yeah,
It's something
this-
I'd take.
Right.
But then I started telling people I got saved. I got born
Wow.
again. So I started speaking it.
Yes.
Because that day when I prayed, I believe it's the day that I got born again.
Born again as
Yes,
well.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So I hid myself
My
in church
goodness.
and I started serving in church. As in, yeah, the things just,
I'm sure people were looking at you and thinking,
yeah, people
Who
made
ni
bets.
Eliud?
2 months,
Ah,
Atarudi.
Atarudi.
You know, that even spurred me more. I'm like, oh
Yes,
man, now I
let's-
know my God now. You wait and see. You know,
Wow.
but then I never bragged about it. I just let
amazing.
God do what
That's
he needed
right.
to do. Yeah.
And here you are, Eliud.
And
Look
here I
at
am.
you.
Yeah.
My goodness. You have a family.
Yes, married to one wife.
Wow.
3 children. God has been good. I even just speaking it, I cannot believe.
And
know?
you're in business.
Yeah,
you do
we're in the
business.
financial sector,
Right.
some real estate,
Events as well.
management, yeah.
And you look good. I mean, I can see the
When-
glory.
When God restores, yeah,
He restores proper.
Because He gave me like an immeasurable amounts of, you know, people say tenfold, 20. Me, mine
Yes.
cannot be. It's from 0 to where I'm at right now. It's incredible. We live in our own home. I mean, that's a testimony by
It
itself
is,
at our
yeah.
age.
I know,
It
yeah.
can only be God.
It can only be
It can
God.
only be God.
Amazing.
Can only be God. So I teach a lot of youth. I talk to men, just mentoring about life
Right.
and what I've been through and what, just my experience. Let people, guide people into something new, something better.
Amazing.
Yeah.
This is a good story. You've done a book,
Yes.
Born Dead, Alive in Him.
Yeah, I have written a book. I'm an author also.
You're an author as well.
Yes.
Wow.
So it's about my story,
Your story is here. How can someone get this book?
Twitter,
All right.
Eliud_Chui.
All right. So someone can get in touch with you.
Just to get in touch with me. It's not on the anywhere public.
All right.
But we deliver.
All right. So
Yes.
so we can go to Twitter, Eliud
_Chui.
Chui is leopard.
Yes.
CHUI.
Yes.
Eliud Chui.
Yes.
All right.
And,
Where else?
Instagram Eliud.Ngare.
Eliud.Ngare
Yes.
on Instagram.
And my phone number is 0725
All right.
7333 78.
You're okay with that? Take
I'm
it
okay.
again.
Yes. 0725 7333 78.
All right. You can get in touch with him. Probably your children are struggling with this. You need someone to speak to. Eliud is available to do that. Eliud, thank you so much. You're such a triumph story.
Thank God.
God has done something amazing in your life.
Amen.
And may He continue using you to be a blessing to those who are there.
Hallelujah.
Right there
Hallelujah.
in that mess right now.
Amen.
Asante sana.
Thank you
Eliud
so much.
Ngare, amazing story, powerful, and see God, but God.
Exactly.
It can only be God who can do this. You can check him out. Twitter at Eliud_Chui. Instagram is Eliud.Ngare.
Ngare.
It will be great. At the Parking by Radisson, good to have you. Next week we bring an amazing testimony right here on KTN Home. God bless.